Well, T1 get to pick now, so let's just focus on that.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be a Hwei.
Wait, I mean, last time Faker played... Okay, you know, we would talk a little bit about... Is Faker going to get the POGs? You know, what would have to happen? Are the team going to set him up? His last Hwei performance, he got the POG, and he honestly just kind of steamrolled the entire game.
For that particular bottom lane, we'll see whether Teddy and Pleta can prove us wrong as we dive towards Summoner's Rift for game number 1. Yes, earlier on today, and got to hear from our boy Umpty.
Oh yeah?
It was absolutely fantastic. Makes you realize that, you know how we have like the coaches interviews and they're always pretty stale and they're not really saying too much? Umpty proves that LCK players can.
Such a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely would love to see the return of those, but not sure.
Oh, Blakecool are actually going to get a little bit of a snare onto Gamushi, and then Pleta immediately regrets his decision to go in.
This is part of the problem. You know, it's definitely level 3 is where Zyra Khan gets a bit more strength, but you know...
Purely that play is now. Gamushi's going to cleanse here as a bit of a battle is going on. The Aqua Prison does not really connect, but still, T1 having a pretty good trade. That ebb and flow value, triple. And top lane prio is going to be there as well. As we can see here, they're having a little bit of a look in. As Rascal is slicing and dicing, gets on in there, as now Zeus going to have to run, does have to use the Ghost in order to get himself out of there. Dominance from Rascal helping him here in this lane for now. Does still have the flash available, so does Zeus. Sponge coming on over to help DRX out as Ona thinking about finding an opportunity, and there is a fantastic Magnet Storm into a double bubble from Carrier. Gumayushi now dashing in. Teddy explodes as Faker's ultimate goes off, and that is first blood for the Lucian, and Faker able to pick one up on the back end of that one as well, and DRX just 9 minutes into the game, 3.5 on the next Dragon. As Ona's coming up towards his top side now. This guy's sort of everywhere this game as Rascal does throw down the Dominus, but he's still losing so much of his health bar. Crashdown comes on in alongside the Magnet Storm as Rascal does have the ability to slice his way out and doesn't even have to flash. But still, gonna have to vacate this area, doesn't have teleport, and so therefore the amount of pressure on this turret going to be very, very high.
Yeah, he's trying to get a heal off on those minions.
So Carrier coming down just to make sure that that is definitely a fact. Moving on in here as Bubble is going to connect. Featherstorm is going to be used in response as Carrier was tanking up that turret and isn't really too phased by it at all.
Says a lot that you get rooted in a tower and nothing comes from it. Yeah, this is starting to feel very painful. They've backed off, so they're not going to end up dying to this play, but they are going to lose even more plates.
And Change is going to be the lead here as now Sponge looking for Faker. He's just going to wander northward, but yeah, who is going to be able to find that angle? There is a twisted advance in, and the explosive charge is going to be enough. Yeah, who locks that one down? So there's the first kill for DRX. As Rascal closing the distance onto Zeus as well, who finds himself a gold cup, but still will be culled. Don't know whether he's necessarily the Meek though. As Destiny going to be utilized here. Over the wall. Just another fact to thrown out.
I mean, I think we get it, right?
Yeah, he's very, very strong. And now he's going to demonstrate that by throwing this culling into Sponge. Not exactly the primary target, as Faker landing a lot of damage here. The interruption not going to be available onto Yehu. Does safely rocket jump his way out.
Down towards the Dragon. Faker been clearing waves on the top side. He moves mid. Guma moves towards Dragon. They get that.
That's the sole point. Just for nothing there as Grand Entrance comes in. Good battle dance from Pleta. Get himself out of the way of the tidal wave, but still Gumayushi takes half of Teddy's health bar by just pressing his R button. Well, Teddy is just going to charge the turret. Let's see how he's going to do. As there's a Featherstorm, that gets him up there as Ona was kind of baited into this one. He will go down as the first kill, but Sponge is traded off as well. Destiny's going to come forward, and Rascal, yeah, he is just dead. It's a double kill for the Twisted Fate as Zeus. Not finished just yet. He could see some low health bars. Pleta's moving in. They do spot the fact that the Tristana is down here. Is now Faker. Not going to find too much. Ulti is going to be thrown over as Yahoo just dives on in. There's the flash forward. Quickness comes down and Faker is just going to be eliminated. That's a kill for Yahoo. So something on the other side of the rift here is T1.
It is going down fairly quickly.
Extremely quickly. For 21.5 minutes, kind of ludicrous. But now Sponge is making his way forward. Tidal Wave is going to get a lot of value as the Featherstorm comes out. And now the Magnet Storm is going to catch Teddy, and he is just obliterated. Gumayushi so much damage as he's dashing after the Renekton as well. They kept the Baron leashed, and they're going to look for that one now as T1. The foot is never coming off the gas this game.
Yep, and the thing is, I actually like the play DRX went on the bot side.
Oh, you got to try and get something, but oh my god, okay. There's all three of those kills going over to the Lucian. With all of that damage that he has, Quick Blades completed already as item number 3 at 22 minutes.
Interesting, we often see like...
Okay, ulti going to connect onto Sponge here. The Unending Despair is named pretty well here for DRX right now, but Sponge is going to be able to keep himself alive, even able to walk back and get a bit of extra health from that redemption, but it's not going to save this inhibitor turret.
I think you just have to go for an all-or-nothing fight on this point. You got such a deficit. I think it's very hard to expect them to win this. But
yeah. Oh dear. Teddy taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, running low.
Faker wasn't even on the screen. It's so unfair. Is now reacted. Oh my God! Rascal taking so much damage. Does get a decent amount of health back with the Call the Meek, but he is still really dead. And Carry now chasing after Faker, who's running real quick. Nature grasping at T1, but Faker is just going to say no, thank you, Mr. Tree. And Sponge is going to join his Crocodile. Now a couple of 80 carries and a Rakan is all that's left of DRX to try and help this one. Shattering Strike onto Pleta, but T1, they will regain control around this Dragon. Control Ward in the pit though, for DRX. There's at least that, as Zeus is just splitting. So this could be Solden. No, it's not. So the Soul is... Okay, never mind. Still up and available. I thought the Dragon's health bar was going down very low, but that was a Control Ward, so
okay,
never mind.
so Rascal's actually come back here, but I think he loses that 1v1 pretty hard.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a worry here as Faker is going to be pushed back into DRX. He will be taken down first off as Pleta somehow survives, but Sponge not going to be so lucky. And yeah, that 1v1 like you were talking about, the Twist of Fate's going to take that as Bubble going to be avoided, but that is Featherstorm now on cooldown for Teddy. He has to be very, very careful as Yahoo diving forward, trying to find Gumayusi, who is just going to flash his way out. The Destiny going to be utilized as back in base. They're trying to defend against this Twisted Fate, and Yahoo, he's going to be put into the bubble prison. Owner is going to take the soul. Pleta will die as these cards do find him, and he will take down the Nexus. T1, an absolute flattening of DRX in game number 1. And Carrier hit some amazing bubbles.
Zeus, finished the game. Like, I think there's at least little arguments you make for everyone, but Faker didn't have the most impactful game.
No.
So...